Hello! Today we'll meet for a quick shoulder fix. I at the moment sit on a blanket, so this is one of the props we might need today for later on. And I have prepared 2 yoga blocks. You could take 2 thick books, or when you don't have this handy as a prop, then you can do all the exercises without the prop and only use your body weight. Okay then, let's start. We have a 2 or 3 series on shoulders, and we start either with lifting the shoulders and dropping them. Lifting them really towards the ears and drop them again. Shoulders up and down, up and down. Lift them up and down. Last one, really bring them up, 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 lengthen through the body and drop them down. We lift our hands, our arms overhead, and we start with pulling the shoulders up towards the ears and drop them down. Up, down, up, down. One more up and down. One more up. Hold it, hold it, hold it really. Perhaps you can pull them up a little bit further towards the ears. Smile. And release. Now we start to circle our shoulders first in one direction. You can choose you. I circle them forward, backwards, down, forward, upwards, backwards, down. And when I circle them forward, upwards and back, I really try to get the full range of motion. So when I circle them back, my shoulder blades meet at the back. And change the direction of the circle. So now you go back, up, forward, down. And it might feel in one shoulder a little bit better and in the other not. Or you might feel that one direction is better than the other. We do one more round. And now put the hands on your shoulders and you circle your elbows, full range of motion. Draw really big circles. First I go forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down. Do it in your own speed. And don't forget to breathe while you circle your shoulders. 2 more. And we change the direction of the circle. I go up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back. Two more circles. Really try to sit with a long spine. And now extend your arms. The palms face down. And you start slowly to circle, to draw circles with your hands. You don't pull the shoulder blades up now, or the shoulders up. No, you leave them down. And you only draw really small circles with your hands. First in one direction. And you change the direction now. And you change the direction and you start to draw bigger circles. Yes, you feel it already in your shoulder? Nice. And you change the direction one more time. Big circles now. Really work your hands. And 1, 2, 3 circles and relax. You can start to wiggle a little bit and shake your shoulders a little, body a little bit. And we go on. We bind our hands, push your palms forward, up, and release your hands. Bind your hands, push your palms forward, up, and release your hands. We do this 10 times, so another 7. Really draw big, big half circles in the air. And push your hands really up. Let your palms shine forward and up. And now draw this big circle. I think we have 4 left. And when you inhale, you can stretch. This is the most natural movement. In and stretch. Exhale, release. 1 more, I think. And you can release. Now feel a little bit in your shoulders. Perhaps there is already a difference to the start of our class. And now let's come on all fours. I don't need the blanket anymore to sit on. So on all fours, I invite you first to bring your fingers, shine them to the outside, so to the side. Your shoulder is under or over your wrist and your hips are over your knees. And you start to circle over your wrists. Do it as good as you can. Don't overdo it. See what your range of motion is and change the direction of the circle. We only warm up our hands a little bit because we will be on our hands for a few minutes, so I only want to warm up before we are really on our hands. Now bring the fingers towards your body and start to move forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. See what your range of motion is. Really grip with your fingers into the mat. And come to stillness and try to bring or sink your shoulders down and push them up. Sink them down and push them up. When this is too much in this position, then bring the fingers pointing forward. So not the funky way, but what we do now is really sink our shoulders down and push them up. Sink them down, push them up. Another 5 times in your own speed. You pace the exercise. I'm with another 2 left. When you're finished, then keep the shoulders pushing up, or keep pushing away from the floor and doming the shoulders. So the shoulder blades, they're really away from each other. And now start to relax. Bring your fingers forward. And we start the next exercise. So tuck your toes. Lift your knees a little bit. And here the same. Let your shoulder blades sink. Push them up. Let them sink. Push them up. Keep your arms straight. Your elbows don't bend. See that the eyes of the elbows shine forward. We are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the last one. Let your knees sink and sit back, either with your feet tucked or untucked, whatever feels better. So we have a few more exercises left. Let's start to circle our hands or our wrists a little bit. First in one direction and then the other. And we prepare for the next exercise. So we go, don't need them yet. We go in a long plank pose. So what I mean with a long plank is that the wrists are not under the shoulders. I show you. So this is for me a long plank. When this is too much, you come in a long plank. I mean, you really have to work a little bit your core, I admit. When this is too much, then you only drop your knees down. You don't change anything else in the plank, but only drop your knees down. So the exercise goes as follows. You can do this with the knees down or with the knees up. You let your shoulders drop. You push away, drop, push away, drop, push away, drop. We do this for another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice. Bring your knees down when you have the knees up. And now push your hips over your knees and work your hands forward. And come into a puppy pose. When you can, then you can rest your forehead on the mat. And you really work your hands forward. Push them forward, forward, forward. And now bring your hands into a cupcake position where only your fingertips are on the mat, but your palm is lifted. We stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly bring your elbows down. And this is where your block might come handy. I show it first without the block. So your forehead might be down or up, whatever is more comfortable. Your elbows are now on the mat. Bring your palms together in a prayer position and slowly move the palms over your head. And let your chest sink a little bit more towards the mat. When you want to sink a little bit deeper than where your elbows are, you have the blocks. You put your elbows on the block. And it's the same exercise, only that your elbows are lifted and your chest can sink a little bit deeper into the stretch, and you open the shoulders a little bit more. We stay here for 10 breath circles. Take deep inhales and exhales. Send the breath into your stomach. And you might want to push really into your elbows. Really try to press the elbows down. And then relax again. Try it again. Really press the elbows down. Push the elbows really into the surface wherever you are. Either with the blocks or without the blocks. And now relax again. And you might see or feel that your body gives in a little bit. Another 2 breath circles. And slowly come up. Oh. Remove the block. One of the blocks we will need for the other exercise we have. And we come on our belly. First, build a pillow for your forehead. Only for 2 breaths. Feel into your shoulders. And now stretch your arms wide to the right and the left. The forehead can rest on the mat. Bring your right hand next to your shoulder and roll over to the left side. So you can leave your legs stacked over each other. Your arm on the left side stays shoulder width, in shoulder height, sorry. When you want to intensify this pose, then you bring your right foot towards your left arm. And you might want to half bind with your right hand behind your back. But only do this pose as much or as long as it feels good. You can keep the legs stacked over each other. We stay here for 1 more breath. And then slowly change to the other side. So reach your arm, your right arm or right hand towards the side roll towards your right, and then you want to bind your left hand behind your back. You can keep both legs stacked over each other, or you reach your left foot towards your right hand. You stay here for another breath circle. And slowly roll back. Your forehead reaches the mat. Your hands and your palms lie face down. And you rest for 2 breath circles. You feel into your shoulders. Before you reach in a half circle towards the top of your mat, and you start to grab the either the book or the block you have prepared, and now lift the block up, lift your chest up, gaze towards the block, and drop it down. Lift the block up, chest up, and gaze towards the block. And bring it down. We do this another 3 times. Lift. Now at the chest and the head. And come down. When you lift, really push your pelvis down. Engage your butt. So push the pelvis down, engage the butt, lift. You can press the backs of your feet into the floor and come down. I think when I counted right, we have another 2. Lift and gaze up and down. One more. Press your pelvis down. Lift and gaze up and down. And now you take the block into your right hand or the book or nothing. You can do this with your own, your hands might be heavy enough anyway. So what we do now, press the pelvis into the floor, lift slightly the chest up, and start to move the block towards the right and onto your back and over your back, and you hand over this block to your left hand and you circle your left hand forward and you give the block in the front to your right hand, and then you circle your right hand back. And you give or hand over the block on your back and you circle the block forward. You know the story now. We do the circle in one direction for another 2 times. And now we change the circle. Oh my gosh, did I really want to do this 5 times? 2, 3, 4, 5, and lie down. Build a cushion for your forehead. Relax, feel into your shoulders. How are they? And when you like the exercise, then perhaps you join me on the second part. Bye bye.